Welcome back. I'm joined now by 5 of the Wicked cast. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about us and the show tonight. In case there are any unanswered questions, it's over to you guys in the audience. Oh. Who's going to go first? Antonia, it's your channel.
Sure. It's probably for the girls. I guess the concepts of friendship and sisterhood really resonated with me. The story really highlights, I guess, the intensity and how powerful friendship is. So was it at all emotional for you as performers?
Oh, gosh,
Definitely.
yes. We had our first run-through a few days ago in the rehearsal studio from the beginning to the end. And at the end of it, I finished walking upstage with Millsy and I started crying. And then I went over to just sat down and I started crying. And then Lucy joined me and we both started crying.
And then we went shopping.
So we just both sitting there crying and laughing at each other, crying, being ridiculously, you know, soppy. So
that's one of the biggest challenges at the moment, seeing as it's still kind of early days and it's all fresh, is sort of singing through crying, is because you can't help but some of it is so. And I have sisters and I have close girlfriends and Amanda and I have grown to be very close as well. And so all of that stuff does resonate so much, and you can't help but be quite emotional. And it is, especially seeing as at the very end of the show I have to then sing classically again in this kind of coloratura soprano voice, and I'm like, oh God, this is the meanest role ever. Who wrote this?
Yeah. But hopefully we'll get over that by opening night.
Yeah.
Nikki, your turn.
Yes, well, I've been lucky enough to work with both Anthony and Millsy, and...
You call that luck?
Well, kind of.
Very lucky, Rob, very lucky.
My question's to Lucy. I mean, I've been a part of and conspired in a lot of the boys' practical jokes, and I was wondering if you've been a punchline to any of their practical jokes as of yet.
Definitely. Actually, we have this in rehearsal. We've got this green room that if you're not being needed in a scene, that's where you go to. And so we've spent a bit of time out there, and we've been helping each other with lines and being very productive, John, you'll be happy to know. And we'll be going through different lines. And I've got this one that I just didn't stick in my head, and it's, no, where are you going? Stop! In the name of goodness, stop! Anyway, so Rob comes up with, Millsy comes up with this, he's like, oh, it's just like a telegram. Where are you going? Stop. In the name of goodness, stop. And now every time I say it, I'm like, damn it!
Jenny Key.
Well, look, I'm just mesmerised by your green alphabet.
It's growing.
You're so politically correct. You are just so politically correct. But how long does it take to put that makeup on?
You know what, I haven't had my makeup trial yet, but I'm told that it can take about 45 minutes, and hopefully that will get down and down and down as the makeup artist becomes more proficient with it. And I've heard that they've got it done in record time of 7 minutes at one point. So, yeah, my face, my neck, and my ears and everything, and my hands have to be covered in green.
And it never comes off?
It doesn't come off during the show, no. As you saw, I mean, there's kissing and there's touching and holding with, you know, people. So, yeah, no, it gets set with something so that doesn't come off on costumes and things like that.
I hope that's politically correct.
Erina.
Anthony and Rob doing Wicked. It's a heavy schedule. Your vocal stamina, your emotional stamina. How and what have you guys done to take care of that?
I think it's more of you know, a different mindset, you know, from what I usually do. Like 8 shows a week is a massive amount of shows, and you know, you just have to walk in there with a different mindset, I suppose, and you know exactly what you're doing. And you know, when you walk out on that stage, you really just have to tell that story and be that character, and that's probably going to be the biggest challenge for me. You know, I can't talk to the audience and I can't crack a joke and, you know, all of a sudden sing the prayer. You know, when in doubt, sing the prayer. So, you know, I really have to, you know, prove myself and work at this. So, you know, just a little bit more discipline, I suppose.
Rob, I noticed when you were singing, you talked about your posture earlier on in the makeup room, how your vocal coach now is watching you and, you know, you're taking real notice of what she said. Why didn't you ever do that for me?
I don't know.
I'm kidding.
No, maybe it's because, as you said, when I did Idols 5 years ago, 21 years old, having no idea what I wanted to do in life, and then was a bit of a rowdy kid, and then I suppose I've spent the last 5 years trying to work out what it is exactly that I want to do. And here I am now doing it after eventually working out maybe musical theatre is definitely something I want to do, and here I am. So I'm going to draw a bit of a contrast from my character, Fierro, to myself now. Throughout the show, Fierro goes through a big change in his life. He's a very carefree kind of dude, a bit like Millsy was on Australian Idol. And then throughout the show, you learn that there's a lot more to him, and he grows, and I suppose the way I've grown in the last 4 years with discipline and training my voice and posture and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's from Millsy to Rob Mills, I suppose.
Well, you amazed me up there before. It was really fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Good on you.
This is always a dangerous throw. Jerry Connolly.
Thanks, Rob. Because this is Foxtel, I'm getting something from over this area. I'm getting a J, a John Edwards crossing over.
Oh, yes.
I'd like to direct a question about crossing over to M. We're getting a Maggie around here. Maggie, you've gone from putting someone's face under an iron, pressing the flesh, if you like, to singing on stage. Can you talk about what the dreadful term of crossing over?
Oh, crossing over to singing. Well, there was once a West End theatre critic who described me as having the voice of a bullfrog but being taller. I've done seven major musicals, and I've also done my own cabaret show in which I sang 14 songs. I don't call myself a singer, I just do musicals.
I think it's only appropriate that we leave the last question to our producer, Mr. John Frost. John, have you any questions for us?
Well, I don't really have any questions, but what I'd like to say is that I've never worked with probably a more eclectic cast or group of people that we have sitting in front of us here today, and I think you've all been cast for your own talents, and I think what you're going to deliver in July of this year and for the next many, many years to come is going to surprise a lot of people and is going to bring a lot of joy and love to theatre goers. So I can just say thank you for you guys agreeing to come on board the Wicked bandwagon as such.
And thank you for bringing Wicked to Australia.
Yeah.